Welcome back to the Agentic Executive. I'm Adrian Cross. Today, a tight tactical briefing. How to find, price, and offload the invisible shadow work that eats your best judgment. Quick note, this is practical. You can run the audit in under an hour and start recovering decision bandwidth within a week. Clarity is leverage.
I'm Amelia Voss. The system reveals the truth. So let's make the invisible visible. If you've ever felt busy but not productive, this is the episode that turns vague fatigue into a concrete plan.
Hook, you're busy, but not all busy work is equal. The real drag is shadow work. The context restores, repeated clarifications, implicit approvals, and relationship upkeep that never show up on a backlog. It's invisible, recurring, and compoundingly costly.
Exactly. People assume it's just part of the job, and so it gets normalized. But once you expose it and assign minutes and dollars, you change the conversation and the incentives to fix it.
Core insight. Exposing and pricing shadow work converts vague fatigue into actionable trade-offs. When you can point to X minutes per week and an implicit cost number, you can choose where to invest effort to reclaim judgment. That's what we'll do. Locate, price, offload, and then pilot.
We'll keep this lean. 3 probes to locate, a single minutes floor dollar calculator to price, and 5 offload patterns you can test in days. Ready?
Move 1. Locate. First probe, a calendar micro-audit. Skim 2 weeks of calendar time and mark meetings that exist primarily to transfer context, not make decisions. Ask, could this be an async update, a 15-minute context packet, or removed?
Second probe, inbox thread sampling. Pick 10 recent threads where you were asked for context, clarification, or to reauthorize. Note the repeat pattern. Same question, different people. That repetition is shadow work begging to be priced.
Third probe, the 7 Ask Meeting Checklist. For any recurring meeting, ask 7 quick questions. What decisions must be made? Who has final authority? What prior context solves most questions? Could the update be written? Is the time required proportional to the decision? Is a proxy appropriate? Is there a default rule that would cover 80% of requests? If fewer than 3 answers are clear, it's a candidate for offload.
Practical example. The weekly sync that starts with 20 minutes of context reshare. That pattern shows up in calendar and inbox sampling. Mark it, estimate the repeat frequency, and move to pricing.
Move 2. Price. Convert task types to minutes per week using a simple formula. Average minutes per occurrence times occurrences per week equals minutes per week. Then multiply minutes by your implicit dollar per hour floor. Your floor doesn't have to be exact. Use a conservative executive rate. Pick one that reflects where your judgment is most valuable. The point is to make trade-offs visible.
Context restores take 15 minutes each, happen 5 times a week. That's 75 minutes. If your floor is $600 per hour, that's 1.25 hours times $600 equals $750 of implicit cost per week. Suddenly, it's not a few quick asks. It's a recurring drain worth addressing.
That dollar figure reframes choices. Do you spend an hour coaching someone through context every week, or do you invest 2 hours creating a 1-page context packet and a proxy rule that eliminates the need? The math makes the ROI obvious.
Move 3. Offload patterns. Here are 5 compact interventions you can test this week. 1. Proxy rules. Pre-authorized micro-decisions. 2. Context packets. Single-page summaries with decision thresholds. 3. Delegated relationship slots. Book a short, regular check with close collaborators to handle relationship upkeep in a controlled window. 4. Routing guardrails. Simple if-then routes that prevent low-signal escalations. And 5. 2 AI prompts. Auto-prep and triage.
Quick detail on proxy rules. Make them binary and time-bound. For example, if the budget request is under $5,000 and within the approved project scope, approve and notify me weekly. Pair the rule with a one-line script so the human on the other end understands why you're changing the flow. That preserves relationships while removing the drag.
Context packets should be templated. One-line summary, 3 bullets of key context, a decision boundary, and a recommended action. Keep them short, 2 to 3 minutes to read. They replace a 10-minute live briefing more often than you think.
Delegated relationship slots are underrated. Book a 20-minute weekly slot with a direct report for relationship and alignment check. It's permissioned time for both sides to clear items so they stop leaking into your day ad hoc.
Routing guardrails are about thresholds. Instead of ask Adrian first, route by question type and value. Low-value asks go to an async channel with a template. Higher-value asks escalate. That reduces interruption frequency and improves signal.
AI prompts. 2 lightweight examples you can test immediately. Auto prep prompt. Summarize the following thread into a 1-paragraph context packet with decision thresholds and 3 recommended actions. Highlight any missing info and confidence level. Triage prompt. Given this incoming request, recommend one of approve, defer with required info, escalate to owner. Include a 1-line script to communicate the result. Always require a human sanity check before sending externally. AI is a force multiplier, not a decision maker.
Quick relational mitigation. Pair each proxy with a 2-line script. Example, I'm shifting approvals under 5K to a proxy rule to free time for higher leverage decisions. If this feels problematic, reply and we'll discuss within 48 hours. That signals respect and reversibility.
Pilot. Run a 30-60-minute shadow work sweep this week. Pick 1 calendar series and 1 inbox pattern. Estimate minutes per week. Set your floor and create proxy rules for the top 2 task types. Apply the rules with the short relationship scripts and measure reclaimed minutes at week's end.
Fast action. Publish 2 proxy rules and 1 AI triage prompt. Send them to closest collaborators as a pilot and request feedback after 72 hours. Small, reversible experiments win here.
A few quick cautions, risks we've seen, and how to mitigate them. If the audit surfaces politically sensitive tasks, frame changes as mutual leverage and invite co-design. If teams read proxy rules as abdication, pair rules with relationship scripts and a review window. If AI outputs miss nuance, require a human check and include an uncertainty note in the model output.
Final framing, this is not about dodging responsibility. It's about reallocating the scarce resource of executive judgment to higher leverage work. Make small, testable changes, measure reclaimed time, and iterate.
Finish. 3 things to do in the next 48 hours. 1. Run a 30-60-minute sweep on 1 meeting series and 1 inbox pattern. 2. Compute minutes per week and pick a conservative dollar per hour floor. 3. Publish 2 proxy rules and 1 AI triage prompt to pilot with closest collaborators. Do this once and you'll see the compound effect. Make your next move count.
Subscribe for more executive briefings like this. Quick reminder, small structural changes compound. The system reveals the truth. Now act on it.
That's it for today. If you run the shadow work audit, publish what you learn back to your team as a signal of mutual leverage. Subscribe to the Agentic Executive for daily intelligence you can act on. Stay agentic.